Hi, it's Jan Johnson, and thank you so much for tuning in today. I'm really glad that you did. And we are continuing on now with basic principle number 8 on the 10 basic principles for telling the story, or telling the right story at the right time and telling it right, from Peter Guber's book, Tell to Win. And so we're going to focus on the 8th principle today. But first, let me just kind of share with you. Again, I do a lot of research, and storytelling is my, I guess, my passion. And so I read about it a lot. And let me just talk to you about a couple of other famous storytellers. Howard Schultz, the founder of Starbucks, Chad Hurley, the founder of YouTube. These guys both demonstrated and are known for their storytelling and being able to turn the me into a we when they're talking, and that's what this is all about, bringing everybody into the story and making them feel a part of it as you're telling a story. And I'm going to go through that a little bit in this 8th portion today. And also I want to share with you that in Peter Guber's book, he shares a lot of other people's stories. He talks about what he learned from Michael Jackson about drama, because Michael Jackson made him watch a python slowly stalk a mouse. Can't imagine. And then he also talks about Gene Simmons, the frontman for Kiss, who's a Holocaust, the child of Holocaust survivors, and about how his backstory fueled Gene Simmons' ambition. And his business strategy. So that whole backstory, that's what Gene Simmons relied upon. So again, these are a couple examples of people using their story in business, big business people that you recognize. So as an entrepreneur working in your business, realize that you're selling yourself, you're selling your product, you're selling your service, you're selling maybe your opportunity, and learning how to interject your story is very key. So the 8th principle that we're going to focus on is make the story experience interactive. You can make any business story more memorable, resonant, and actionable by asking for input or a response during the story, or getting an emotional interaction. Engage the audience physically or verbally, which makes them feel like a part of your story, that they have a stake in the outcome. So that's, again, quotes from the article on the book that I'm quoting. And it's also stuff that I have shared with you in the past. Again, I can't say enough how this gives credibility to what I have been sharing with you to teach you how to get the sale in your business. I love this interaction part and drawing people in. It's really hard for me sitting on this side of the camera without a live audience. It's kind of like a comedian not hearing the laughter when they're telling a joke kind of thing. And so for me, I've had to learn that, because I like to engage, and you should learn to engage, or it would behoove you, I should say, to learn to engage people. If when you're telling a story, if you can be prompted by the fact that you know somebody who's in the audience, or even if it's one-on-one, this reminds me of the story that you told me. I thought of you when this happened because you told me this story before about you and it was so similar. That's going to make them spark up and go, oh my gosh, they remembered something that I said. And it engages them. It makes them feel good about you. David Letterman, who has been, 30 years maybe on late night TV, just announced his retirement. He always did something in his monologue where I'm sure they do a preview prior to him coming out and standing up there. He's out there warming up the audience, or he has an audience person that warms up the audience, and different audience members maybe say things. Then he will take an audience member when he's doing his monologue and just say something that obviously in that front end the audience member had stated. And they flash the camera on that person. They're so surprised and embarrassed. But don't you think for a minute that not only that person, but that the people at home that know that person, and the people who know the people that know that person, and the audience in general, are engaged by the fact that David Letterman is recognizing something specific that someone says and interjecting it into what he portrays in his opening monologue. there is a method to that madness. It is bringing people into the story. Observe that. Observe that when leaders in your company stand on stage and do it, or if they do it one-on-one, or they recognize someone on a webinar and say their name or engage them. Learn to do that and have a good memory. Begin memorizing. Make a point to memorize things or think about things or jot them down that someone has said to you. You know, I have a daughter-in-law who has such a good memory for specifics, and I bring them something and she'll say, didn't you wear that or this, or weren't you there or here, or wasn't this time? I'm so impressed by what she remembers. And not only with me, with everybody. And so it is something that can make you memorable, make the experience memorable, and help genuinely make the sale, which is what the bottom line of this is about. So thank you so much for tuning in today. I'm really glad that you did. We have 2 more to continue in this 10-part series, which I'm loving doing. I hope you're loving hearing. And I really appreciate you. And if this video helped you, or you know of others that could help, please comment and share. And you can hear more at my blog at thejanjohnson.com. And please tune into that. I have a 7-day video series that you can learn how to tell your story. Thank you very much. Have a great day.